Hey everybody, so I am not there. As you can tell, I am at home with a sick kiddo, so I didn't want us to fall behind at school. So we're going to go ahead and go through some of our notes that we talked about on Thursday last week. So let's go ahead and get started right now. If you need to pause, but you need your notes out and turn to the pyramids and cones, finding surface area. That's what we're going to go over. If you need to pause at any time to catch up or rewind and go over, feel free to do so. That's what's nice about a video. So, we're going to start off with just doing a quick review of the pyramids. So, if we recall when we were talking about square pyramids, or not even just square pyramids, rectangular pyramids, we talked about how the fact that you had to find the area of the base and then you had to find the area of the lateral area. Lateral area is found by doing the perimeter times the slant height and dividing by 2. And we know that because they're all triangles. So that's what we have to divide by 2. So if we look at number 1, it's the first one we're going to go over. If I'm looking at number 1, I'm looking at this base. To find the area of this base, I'm going to be doing 6 times 6. And to find my lateral area, I would be doing 24 times 9.5 dividing by 2. And the reason that is because the perimeter of this base is 24. And then the slant height of the pyramid is 9.5. So I did 24 times the 9.5 and divided it by 2 because they are all triangular sides. So when I go ahead and do that calculation, I get 36 plus 114, and that gives me a surface area of 150 meters squared. Remembering that our surface area is always going to be meters squared. In class on Thursday, we went ahead. You should have notes on numbers 3 and number 4. That should already be in your notes. If it's not, you want to go ahead and hit pause and get that information down. Next, we're going to do number 6, which is a triangular pyramid. Just to remember, how do I figure out which is going to be my base? If I'm looking at this, and since they're all triangular sides, I have to figure out which one's my base. So in order to figure out which one's my base, I have to look which triangle do I have all of the side lengths for. So if I look, this triangular pyramid, I have all of the side lengths of this bottom triangle. I can see that this is 12, that is 12, and this is 12. Any of the other triangles that are on the sides, I don't have all of the side lengths, so therefore they are not going to be my base. So I'm going to use this bottom one as my base. And again, if you need to, if you would like to, you can always trace the base. And so you know which ones you're referring to as the base. So when I go ahead and I did that, to find the area of the base, I did 12 times 10.4, because that's what's 90-degree angles of this bottom base, divided by 2. And then to find my lateral area, I did 36 times 18.5 divided by 2. And the reason that is because my perimeter of the base is 36. My slant height of the triangular pyramid is 18.5. And I divide by 2 because all the sides are triangular. When I go ahead and I do that calculations, I get 62.4 plus 333, which gives me a surface area of 395.4. So that's for pyramids. That's basically how it goes. You're always finding the area of the base, and then you are finding the perimeter of the base, multiplying it times the slant height, and dividing by 2. Because again, all of the sides of a pyramid are always triangular, so we divide by 2. Let's go ahead, turn the page, go to cones. We didn't do any cones on Thursday, but we went over how to get the surface area of cones. We talked about the fact that when I flatten out a cone, I have a circular base, and then the lateral area turns into what looks like part of a circle. And so we learned that that part of a circle was called a sector. We then learned through the long process that to find the lateral area, we are going to be doing pi r l, which means pi times the radius times the times the slant height. So if we look at number 7, surface area, find the area of the base, I'm going to be doing 3.14 times 4 squared. That gets me my base. And then to find my lateral area, which is that sector, I'm going to be doing 3.14 times 4 times 13. I got the radius there and the slant height there. When I go ahead and do that calculations, I go ahead and I get 50.24 plus 163.28, which gives me an answer of 213 and 5/10 centimeters squared. If we move on, we're going to do one more of these, and we just want to do one more of these because if we notice number 9 doesn't give us the radius, but instead it gives us the diameter. I want you to pause it. I want you to try and do this on your own, and then go ahead and hit play and see if you got the same answer that I did. To find my answer, what I did is I did 3.14 times 12.5 squared plus 3.14 times 12.5 times 18, which gives me 490.625 plus 706.5. That gets me an estimated answer of 1,197 and 1/10 feet squared. And that's pretty much the sum up. I know you guys will be just fine plugging into the formula. Sorry about that squiggly line. Whoa. I know you guys will be fine with plugging into the formula. On Thursday, I just really wanted you guys to understand the concept of how did we actually find this area of the sector. And what we did is we found the fraction of the circumference, which turned out to be, we ended up figuring out that it all ended up working out to being pi r l. So that's where the lateral area came from. I do want to go over one of the application questions with you. And so if we go ahead and we take a look at this application question number 11, it says Isaac is making a cone-shaped party hat out of a paper bag. If he wants the hat to be 7.5 inches tall and have a diameter of 8 inches, how much material will he need to make the hat? Well, again, when we're doing any type of application type of problem, we got to think about this and see what we actually need. Surface area is the material. If I'm thinking about a party hat, a material, it doesn't have a base. So I'm not actually going to be using the base as part of my formula here. All I need is my lateral area. So to find this answer, I am just going to be using the lateral area part of my formula, which was pi r l. Pi times the radius times the slant height. And so what I did is I went ahead and I typed in 3.14 times 4 times 7.5. You'll notice that I used 4, not 8. And that's because 8 is my diameter and 4 is my radius. This gives me an answer of 94 and 2/10 inches squared of material is needed. Alright guys, so what I'm going to have you guys do now is I want you to practice these. So you can go ahead and go on to Schoology. The worksheet is there. You will be doing your work on a separate sheet of paper and turning that in to me tomorrow. So go ahead, look at Schoology at what your homework is, and you can go ahead and get started. Have a great day, guys. See you tomorrow.